Welcome in. Happy Monday morning. 3-point stance presented by Mountain Dew. Olympic Megan Triplet is still doing her Olympic thing for CNBC. Make sure you're tuning in. I'm John Roser. Got my man Devin Walker with me. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning, Rosie. I actually saw Olympic Meg last night when I was tuning into the CNBC coverage. It was good to see Megan on TV shining bright like a diamond, as
I've, I've seen
Rihanna.
I've seen her a little bit. She's killing it. Olympic Megan is killing it. All right, we'll start with the Olympics and Team USA basketball falls to France. The U.S. is up like 8 points with like 4 minutes to go, and then they somehow on a team with Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum and Zach LaVine and all these other awesome players, Damian Lillard, they can't score. So, what is the issue with USA basketball?
I think the issue, Roser, is they have great players. You mentioned all the great players, right? But they're not a great team. I think that's the biggest issue. And in FIBA basketball, when you have great players, but you don't have a great team, it can come back to bite you. And I think it's done that for Team USA. I saw Megan Triplett on CNBC coverage because she was at the halftime report of the Slovenia versus Argentina game where Luka Doncic put on a show last night.
Yeah.
And when I was watching Luka, it clicked in my head, it like clicked, right? I was watching him just pick apart Argentina, where there was like a 4 point game difference at the beginning. They were supposed to be like kind of close. They beat them by like 22, and the big difference is Luka Doncic. And I think that's the issue the USA team does have is they don't have a guy that can control the pace, control the tempo, control everything on the court in the Olympic game. And I was watching Luka last night. I was like, dude, he literally has his hand on the throat of this game. We don't have a guy on our team that does that. And I think that's our biggest issue. We don't have a point guard. We're missing a Ja. We're missing a Trey Young. We're missing just a floor general that keep
James
everything.
Harden. James Harden was
James
going to
Harden.
play. He was going to play if he didn't have the hamstring thing. But yeah, like someone that if there's anybody that knows anything about pace, it's James Harden.
Exactly. So I think the biggest issue. That's a long-winded way of saying like we just don't have anybody that's just a floor general. And people say the refs are different in the FIBA game. Yes, they are. But these are still some of the best players in the world that we have. They still know how to hoop. So they should be able to figure it out. Just dude, I just think that they don't have a floor general. And a small thing I don't think anybody's brought up, Roser. We have a lot of first-time guys on that team. A lot of first-time Olympians on our USA
Yeah.
team that have never played in the Olympic.
Yeah,
in the
they are
Olympic style.
finding out that even these guys, like you look at France, and France has NBA players. I mean, Rudy Gobert won Defensive Player of the Year. Evan Fournier, they've got a Batum, like they've got real NBA, like guys who have real careers in the NBA. But it is a different game, and I do think Lillard, he took a little heat for saying like these guys have played different for their countries than they do in the NBA, and he took a little heat for it. But it is true, like it is true. Some of these guys they care way more about representing their country than they do representing their NBA team.
100%. And you've seen it with Evan Fournier, who turned into Michael Jordan. We've seen Patty Mills, who's Olympic Steph Curry. Like these dudes turn into different players. And I mean, I guess like I said, Dame as a guy who's going through it for the first time, he learned it the hard way. Like that fourth quarter for him was horrible. Horrible.
We do need to give a shout out to Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
Those guys didn't get into like 1 a.m. on game day. Middleton, Holiday, and I think Devin Booker may have gone earlier, but Middleton and Holiday were on a flight together. But Drew Holiday scored 12 of his 18 in the fourth quarter after just winning the NBA Finals and landing, super late and, not really getting to practice at all, not having a practice at all before that game. So shout out to Drew Holiday for that.
Yeah, shout out Drew Holiday. And all the excuses of like the pop doing the thing, like the world's catching up with us. Screw that, bro. We're still the best of the best.
Oh yeah, no. We have the best basketball.
Get the jobs done, man. Get the job done. Get us the gold medal. Stop with the Coach Pastner talk.
I thought one of the biggest difference would be with Coach K's teams is Coach K and all that. Everything they did started with defense on those Coach K teams. Everything started with defense. They just suffocated other teams defensively. Just said we are more. Yes, some of you guys are super skilled, but we are way more athletic than you, and we are just going to ball pressure, and make your life a living hell. And I think that's probably something they need to do. We're going to stay with the NBA. The NBA draft, obviously, this trade, it came out yesterday. Well, the trade hasn't happened or anything. It's just speculation. but something involving maybe the Grizzlies and the Pelicans. The Grizzlies moving up to 10, the Pelicans moving back to 17, and then some contracts would have to be swapped in there too. Or the Grizzlies possibly had been talking to the Sacramento Kings about moving up to 9. Obviously nothing official, but it's gotten enough traction to where Jonathan Gavoni is talking about it. And he's writing about it for ESPN. Zach Lowe and Adrian Wojnarowski, they did a show for ESPN yesterday on the draft and everything. And then they put out a little bonus episode that wasn't on ESPN. They put out a little bonus episode on YouTube, and they mentioned the Grizzlies and the Pelicans, Grizzlies, Kings, like some stuff like that. So we could be in for a wild NBA draft. Give me a guy outside that top 4 that you like, that nobody's really talking about. Maybe how about somebody that won't be drafted in the lottery? Somebody that won't be taken in the lottery that you kind of like.
Because the easy answer is that Moody kid. I just love his wingspan, you know.
Yeah, he may go in the lottery now. Like some people think he may go as high as like 7 or 8 to the Warriors. He may go to the Warriors at 7.
I think because he could be he's a big wing, and I think I've seen his name kind of rise up a little bit more. It's Quentin Grimes, the Houston kid.
That's who I was gonna say. That kid can play, man.
Yeah, he can play. He had an NBA game in college. Like you could tell when you watch him play it when he played against Memphis those times. Like, he looked like he's an NBA player. So I'm gonna go Quentin Grimes on my pick.
I'm gonna go with Jaden Springer from Tennessee.
Of course.
1, Johnny Ball, but 2, like this kid was a big time recruit. Springer was a massive recruit. You talk about 5-star kid. Those guys usually pan out and have careers. But it's also like, yeah, he may not look great at times with Rick Barnes, but like, dude, Rick Barnes couldn't get out of the first weekend of the NCAA tournament with freaking Kevin Durant and DJ Augustine. So, but you look at some of the guys that Rick Barnes has had in college, and yeah, while they underachieved there, they end up having really good NBA careers, whether it's been a Tristan Thompson, whether it's been a LaMarcus Aldridge, whether it's been a guy like a DJ Augustine who has had a
PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker's one of those guys.
Yeah, some of these Texas guys, they may not look totally amazing at times at Texas, and they may fall short of things, but these guys, especially some of these guys that were big recruits, they end up having awesome careers. Obviously, Kevin Durant, he's freaking unbelievable. But I'm going to say Jaden Springer. I always do like the track record of these like 5-star kids. There's usually a place somewhere for them in the league. And last but not least, Rolling Loud was this weekend down in Miami. Kanye West was going to perform, talked about performing, but then obviously with the album getting pushed back, he decided to not perform. They actually had a stage design set up they were building for him and everything, and he decided not to do it. But I think the highlight, Post Malone performed. I've seen Post twice. He's great in concert. But you sent me and Vernon the clip. Someone threw a shoe at DaBaby. Is this because he didn't pay more than $2 for lemonade or something?
Dude, he's had a bad run, man. Like he's done some stuff. Yeah, he's done that lemonade thing, and then at Rolling Loud, Roser, he brought out Tory Lanez right after Meg performed.
Oh,
so yeah, so people are kind of like pissed a little, baby. But you asked me, you want to know who is someone I want to throw a shoe at? Dude, you know how mad I have to be to throw a shoe at somebody. Like that is like.
Yeah, it's something you got to be really angry to throw.
Because it's an executive decision that I'm going to walk around barefoot. You know what I'm saying?
Like I throw a shoe at like if there's like a big spider on the wall, I'll throw a shoe at. Yeah. Or like I'll hit a fly or something or a mosquito with a shoe.
DaBaby is officially the spider of the rap game, Roser.
Is it because he raps over the same beat in every song and people are kind of getting tired too?
Yeah, that Backyardigans beats that he used, the people are not fond of. They're not very fond of it anymore.
Flute, if there's a flute, if you hear some kind of like flute or little penny whistle or something,
it's DaBaby
is probably rapping on it.
Yes, 100%. That's people are like, I'm done with that.
We got like less than a minute. Was Rolling Loud good overall? What you saw?
It was good. It was fun. It was fun to watch. I watched a lot of the performances last night. Travis Scott had a hell of a performance.
He's a performer. Travis Scott's a performer. Yeah.
Lil Baby surprisingly performed very well. Another person who was they kind of
FedEx Forum, get your tickets.
Exactly. Coley Ray, Rosa, you might not know of her, but the internet was talking about her this week because people just like were not reacting to her. So she has a song called Big Purr, and she was like on the stage like dancing, and people just were like. And so the internet had some fun with her this weekend, and they're just like, Coley Ray, just you're done out here, bro. Like she's had one big record. It just may be time for her to just go on somewhere. She's a one-hit wonder.
All right, man. I appreciate it. NBA Draft USA Basketball Rolling Loud. That's been your 3-point stance presented by Mountain Dew.